Hey guys, welcome back. We're gonna do Tony's as Daniel's Edenwood issue number 4 of 5, called Edenwood. Now, um, how shall I start this video? I like his art, but I also bought a couple of comics of Noctera, and it was insufferable. The writing was really bad, in my opinion. Lots of girl bosses and weird flow of story. The flow of the story here is even worse because there's a lot of people in here. There's a lot of characters in here, and every character gets, I don't know, 2 pages of screen time, and then we're gonna move on to the next character and the next part of the story. So in issue 3, I saw some problems and writings on the wall that this could be the same kind of, well, not the same, but story that I probably wouldn't like because, well, I'm going to explain what's going to happen in this book. There's a lot of questions, and all these questions will not be answered, even in this book. And I'm gonna show you. So we have Bastille, 3 years ago in the White Forest. So the witches are the good guys. It seems that demons, or the demon horde, wants to invade Edenwood or something like that. Time flows in different directions. People are younger, people are older. People know each other from years ago, although they have met a couple of minutes ago. Something like that. It's all weird. But we never ever, maybe at one page, we see the demon horde being in danger or invading or being a force of evil, right? That these heroes can, fight against. No, because the story is not about the demon horde. It's in the background. The foreground is what's happening here. It's about Bastille. Bastille has this armor. Somehow this armor and this bone face mask is important. Why? Don't know. But then we have a boy here, which I forgot is the name suddenly because I don't give a shit. He has now the armor. So it's in the past and the present, in the past and the present. I don't mind that. It depends how it's been told. So we have Bastille here floating in the air, and I like this, all these hands here. He has some kind of a, I don't know, wooden thing like a vampire in his chest. He's alive. And he says, she says, you must never wear your armor again. It was bestowed upon me by the original warrior. It is mine. A warrior not of sound of mind. Your companions will soon learn of your secrets. If I say to you, witch, if that is the bargain that will save my life, so be it. Okay, so she's gonna save his life, right? Okay. Then we go to this guy that is now the main character. Now, the thing with main characters is in comics that you want to give the main character as much of exposure as you can to, invest in that character, right? You need to feel something like, let's say, Peter Parker, Spider-Man, you see his struggles, you see his victories and his losses, and you connect with with Spider-Man. This guy is blank. He's a puppet. You cannot connect with him because he's barely, well, it's not barely in the comic, but his arc is basically boring and nonsensical. Basically, he has lost his girlfriend. His girlfriend is now on the side of the demons. He wants to rescue her, but that was just 1 or 2 pages in this whole book when that's been revealed, and now it's been shoved aside because suddenly, out of nowhere, he talks to this, I believe, 11-year-old girl. When I was your age, Henrietta, I would hike around the lake to clear my head, especially when I was angry. What made you angry? One time someone spiked my drink at lunch and I crapped my pants in front of the entire algebra class. In front of the girl I like too. The same girl you keep going on and on about? Yeah, Abigail. So, and then his childhood friend, who is now older because of time flows differently, and she says, it was Elias who did it, right? Yeah, he always had it out for me, even before I started dating his sister. And then she says something, he was envious of you. He couldn't accept that you were good enough for his sister. His anger towards you was a reflection of his own shortcomings. Okay, and then we learn a little bit about his past, but then then the whole story stops here, and he says, hey, have you noticed the grave markers, the names of the fallen and the killers? Wait, what? Were we just doing, I don't know, some storytelling about this guy here? Try to, as a reader, connect with this guy. No. I told this particular story, says Tonius Daniel, who's the writer, also the artist. Artist looks great, by the way, but the story, he says, no. I told what I wanted to tell you. Now it stops here, and we're going to a completely different topic about the grave markers. So, and then what I find also weird is that he just suddenly starts about, talking to this 11-year-old girl about, when I was angry, I was walking around a lake or something like that. How did you come to this particular story part? I mean, did I miss something? Doesn't matter. Just read. Just go through it. So, and then we see all slain by demons, all these people, right? And he says these markers are his victims, talking about Bastille, right? All witches. So you know what he is. That's a hoax. Bastille doesn't kill witches. Oh no, it's the witch from 3 years ago, and Bastille killed her. And he says, none of this puts me in a good light. What did you do to Anginte? She proved to be after my armor. I am sorry, Henrietta. Olena says you kept a dark secret. I should have left you for dead in the snow. Tell us the truth, Bastille. It's true, he's a fucking demon. This 11-year-old girl swears like a sailor. All right. He says that the witch was after his armor. Where did we see that? Nowhere. Why did you slay her? Yeah. What was the story that... probably he lies. So what is the reason that he slays a witch? And he's a good guy, and the witches are the good people. The demons are the bad people. So why? We're not getting an explanation. Well, sort of, because he says something like, who we were born is less important than who we have become. What? What the fuck does that mean? So he says, I'm telling the truth now. So once upon a time, he's fighting for the demons. So he was in thrall or for the demons. Not sure why he's fighting for the demons instead of against the demons, but he is, again, nothing gets explained. He came across a dying witch, who can also be a male, by the way. But not any witch, one with magical armor, enchanted by witchcraft. If it's magical, then of course it's he says, please, Garçon, a little help, one honorable warrior to another. There is no honor in witchcraft. So then he is against the witches now in this particular timeline, right? So he says, well, maybe you can pull my spear out, and then we can go on our merry ways. So he says, it said the dying are often delirious. What is this? An enchantment. You're not really fighting for them, are you? After they killed your parents, your sister, your baby brother even. Get out of my head, witch. You see lies. All right. And he says, what are you hiding? A book? A tome of legends. I am Jean-Luc of Quebec, a map maker and tracker of vanquished warriors. We have heard of the vanquished warriors in previous issues, although they're just being told to the reader, right? We have not seen. Somehow it's important. Not sure why, but it seems that they are legendary warriors, and Bastille wants to free them to kill the demons, maybe? In the current timeline. And then he removes his helmet, and he was younger here. It's filled with paths to Necronema. I don't know what Necronema is. Probably the hideout of the demons. I don't know. And these markings, are they the missing? What is the missing? I don't know. More questions. And on top of the questions that I have in the previous issues. They will help us defeat the demon kings and their queen. Isn't it what you always dreamed of, Bastille of Annecy? Why don't I got you? You have two choices. Stay a slave warrior for the demons, or squire for me and avenge your family. The same as what this boy is doing with Bastille, right? So, it would explain how you've been able to kill so many demons. You know them because you are one. You mean wearing Jean-Luc's armor? So what's the story there? The story, he's gone. I killed him. It was 12 years later. Why did you kill him? What is the story that you killed him? We don't know. And it's not being explained. Again, just... So then this 11-year-old girl is pissed off. It seems that the witch was the only one that can cure her because she has been, I don't know, cursed. And, she's transforming into a demon, I guess, because all demons must die. Then this guy comes in and he says, you gave me no choice, and just kills her. Looks great, but what do you mean you give me no choice? I mean, you didn't offer her a choice, dude. And then he says, oh, what did I just do? Oh, I don't know. Maybe you just kill her for inexplicable reasons. And then the redhead says, I would have done it. If not you, she was going to kill you both. How do you know? How do you know that was going to happen? She was just a kid. She's a victim of war. The blood is on the demon's hands, not yours. But you're a demon. Maybe she was right, tried to kill you. Maybe I should kill you. What other lies have you been keeping? So the redhead says, she says, we can decide to do a Bastille on the road. Her parents will feel her death and come for her body. Now, a little bit side note here. We have an angry horde of vampires tracking us before long. And he says, I want to go home. Now, this is weird. So in the last issue, there was a woman, a mother, her mother, blackmailed a little bit this party here. And I believe they were teammates or friends. And when in the previous, they go on a mission to free not only her husband, who is a vampire that was imprisoned by a vampire clan or horde, and then also freeing this 11-year-old girl that has been cursed, right? So what are you talking about a demon horde, right? The demon horde was the one that held her father, a vampire, in prison. So wouldn't be more logic that the mother and her father, this girl's father, a vampire, would go after her instead of the demon horde? Why would the demon horde go after this? Oh my God. Anyway, so they say, yeah, let's go away. I mean, and why did you kill her? Oh, well, the plot says, I don't know. I don't know. I have no clue. That's the plot. God. And then we go to the now, and then we have his friends are hanging, and there's some kind of a game room in medieval times. And then he just talks and talks and talks and talks. So this particular figure doesn't say anything, just stands there. He says, hey, you, I know you didn't kill them. They're just constructs in the game room. I'm not judging you on your size. Where does this particular thing come from? I mean, why did you talk about his size? It is if you are just met a random person on the streets and then you try to talk to him and he says, oh yeah, I'm not talking about your tiny penis. Ha 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 ha. I mean, what does it matter if he's small? And then he just says, I was pretty small once and I wiped out half of a patrol of demons in Moscow. Well, in Edenwood in the 1980s. I mean, what do you want, dude? Do you want a pat off the back? I mean, why are you talking about you being small and him being small? So he talks and talks and talks, and he doesn't like that he's this creature or whatever it is, ignores him. He follows them in this shed here, and then, oh no, we have a reality, or we're going back into the past, or he's just seeing things. And it's, I believe, his parents, and they talk about him when he was little. Now, this is probably the part that Tony S. Daniel, the creator, says, hey, I need to make something to the reader so that they have a connection with this boy, because he's crying, right? He's feeling the absence of his parents. I don't feel shit, dude. I mean, you are throwing so many characters in this book, and this is only issue 4, right? We have only one issue to go, that I really don't care about this guy at all. In every comic, there is a new or a group of new people that we have to know somehow. Just like in Noctera, he did the same thing there. There's a bunch of people that is unimportant. We never see them again. just for, I must put something to here to push the story a little bit further. So he tries to go after them. They go into the wood outside of Edenwood, and he cannot keep up with it, although he's not even running. And he says, I want to go home. And hey, can you hear me? Who's out there? And then he's immediately getting attacked by demons, who is also his former friends. But somehow they are demons. Not sure why, but this is a game room, so this is all fake. And he says, you are just a figment of my imagination, which means you cannot hurt me. How do you know you cannot be hurt? What did you... More stuff that is not really explained, right? Normally, there would be some kind of a plot point that tells me the story, through story or visual storytelling, that he cannot be hurt. But he just says me in my face, so that must be true, right? So his former friend says, want to bet? And he throws her into this tree or something. She's being, I don't know, impaled. And instead of, screaming of pain, of dying, she just calmly says, watch your back. What? And he also slashes open his another friend. He says, you seem like a good dude, but I have to cut you down. And he says, my gun, quick, behind you. So it seems that when they are being killed, they come back to themselves again somehow. I don't know. And then more action. What else is this game room good for besides trying to kill me? I don't know. Maybe just try to kill you. Isn't that enough? And then, his name is Rion. I don't give a shit. And he says, are my parents still alive in Edenwood? Is this what this place trying to tell me? And then, oh, honey, come home to Poppy. And he's talking about Evaniel. So Evaniel is another one of these characters that's been introduced. I believe only through words, that Evaniel is after him for a reason, and he's part of the demon hordes. But I'm not entirely sure, because, I don't know, we've been thrown, there's a lot of word exposition here. We all been told that, this guy's coming after me, and there's a demon horde, and wants to take over Edenwood, but we never ever see them. We never see the danger, right? And since this is not all real, I guess, and he says, I killed your sons. I haven't seen that part. I don't blame you for you holding a grudge, but let's settle this in the flesh like men. And this Evaniel says, I'll show you, blah, blah, blah. Then this Evaniel is getting attacked by, oh no, we have another character. There's a twist here, sort of. Where is your master? Who? Is he alive, or did you kill him for that armor you wear? Talking about Bastille, I guess. If it's my armor you want, you won't get it. I won't bestow it upon you. Seems that is important. It was not bestowed upon Bastille, and yet you have it. It was bestowed upon me. You are easily fooled. The armor is mine. If you back off a little bit so I can get up, I'll show you firsthand. So he says, you have entered my game room. Why do you have a game room? Who are you? But if it's your life, you will see Flashbacks. Okay, blah, blah, blah. This is my home. I decide life or death here. Are you the Greyhound? Another word that's been thrown in the last issue. Seems somehow that is important. So this guy takes off his mask and he says, I am now, but most importantly, I am who I was before that. What does that mean? Again, what does that mean? So suddenly the bone mask comes off. The mask of bones belongs to me. So does your enchanted armor. And all the magic it possesses. So in many ways, dun, dun, dun. Oh no, it's Jean-Luc of Quebec, mapmaker, seeker of vanquished warrior, blah, blah, blah. And you are a demon. Wait a minute. Let's go back. Because Jean-Luc was a blonde boy here. Why does he have red hair here? I mean, can you suddenly change your hair color on the whim? I mean, oh, well, it's magic, right? It's a comic book. You can do whatever you want. Does he has also the same eyes or not? Let me check. So he has blue eyes here. A little bit different here, but it's blue, right? It's definitely blue. And now he has green eyes. Come on, man. Well, give me some little bit of consistency. So more questions, and then we have only one issue to go. I want to see how it ends because I can bitch about it. Now, this is interesting. This is interesting. So this is the conclusion of the first story. Now, I wonder then, wait a minute, why is there going to be a issue number 6? Or are you doing a volume 2? Now, I think they're doing a volume 2 because comic books are in the drain, right? They are having really trouble of selling to an audience. The reason for that is that of poor storytelling, amongst other things. So what did the publisher say? Hey, you can only do 5, and you give me 5 issues, see what the sales are doing, and if the sales are good, you're getting a continuation. So that means if there is not a season 2 or volume 2, then, well, the Tony S. Daniel did 5 issues with a conclusion. Everybody is happy, right? No, because the story doesn't add up. The story is confusing. The story is nonsensical. The flow of the story is confusing. I mean, it probably gives me more questions than answers in the end, right? Because there's so much exposition with words and with characters. So even if there is a continuation, like Edenwood Mission number 1, volume 2, I'm not going to pick this up because it's proven to me after Noctera that Tony S. Daniel, although a fantastic artist, is not a good writer. So he's going on my list on, just like Tom King. Never going to buy something from him again because, like I said, I don't know where this is going. There's too much going on. There's too many characters, just like in Noctera. There's too many plot points. There's too many exposition about things that supposedly is important, but it's not. Suddenly, because it's never been mentioned again. Instead of, it's only been mentioned in words. Like, hey, are you a greyhound? Yeah, maybe, but, my past is not the past, and I am now who I'm supposed to be. Fuck off, dude. Anyway, rant over. Guys, thank you so much for watching. See you on the next video. Subscribe to my channel if you'd like to see more of this. I'm empty. I don't want to do this anymore. Bye-bye. See you next time.